Come on, pretty please, indulge a friend. Just this one time. Please. I know you have seen this before and you really didn't like how things ended, but maybe things could be different this time around, you know? Just, think of it as going back to see what you missed the first time around, yeah? Introspection is an important part of any journey, and you have been skipping that a lot lately. And we could always use more insights for later on. Well, I never got to see this one myself, so I just think that it would be a really big bummer to skip it just because things look, um, really similar. Ew. I knew that I could count on my best friend. And in we go. Hello and welcome to Vistella, The Stars of Your World. This is not a new visual novel as far as I'm concerned. There's already 5 chapters, but they're not that long, I think. And I believe that they just updated as of maybe like a month ago. So yeah. I'm reading it mostly because somebody told me like, hey, I want you to read this, and I was like, okay, fine. And well, here I am. I don't really know anything about it except that the person you're gonna be playing is a human. Like, yeah, like, oh, a human. I'm gonna be a human. You're a human already, so just get over it right now. But I believe that changes. So yeah, like at least some people get their little wish fulfilled. And I don't really know much more than that. I also could be wrong. You could also not be a human. I don't know. I know that you end up somewhere where you shouldn't be, and I believe the main character is Filipino. I don't really know. I might be confusing it with another one, but we'll see. Anyways, yeah. Without further ado, let us begin the story, and we'll see. Huh. It's so dark here. I have always hated the dark. I think so, at least. Back then, when my nightlight broke, Mom had to convince me that the sun hasn't risen for me to dare open my eyes. Huh. Mm. What was like anyway? Ah, even my memories are beginning to slip away. So, this is what that bastard meant by the body, mind, and soul. All dissolving. My very being is melting away into this muddy abyss. The boundary of what makes me who I am will soon vanish and I will join everyone here. Or is it just one? What pointless distinction to make. There won't be a me left to even worry about such things. It's becoming so tiring to even think. Their hands grab at my limbs, tugging on my skin. I can feel it sliding off, like taking off a stuffy sweater on a hot summer day. Gently they peel off my flesh, layer by layer. It's so relaxing, so freeing. It would be so easy to let go and melt away. Why am I even holding on anymore? There is something still. A reason. I dig through whatever is left of my mind. Something shines dimly through the black mud. A light. A star. A name. Right. It's your name. A precious sound that I refuse to forget. No matter what. You were the reason that I was even here in the first place. The reason that I was even alive. Even in this terrible place, my memories of you still shine so brightly. Thank you for staying by my side all this time, even after I hurt you. I'm so sorry for lying to you. I'm so sorry for pushing you away. I do not blame you for anything that happened. Thank you so much for putting up with such a horrible person. I love you more than I are in this. Darius. Huh? Did I doze off? What time is it? Shooting awake, I hastily wiped the drool off my face. 32 past the 16th hour. Lunch is getting cold. Coming. Just, give me a few seconds. You should stop pulling all-nighters like this. On a self-imposed deadline, no less. He sighs, eyebrows knitted together. It's best that I get things out of the way early. I still have to run a few tests too. Eat first, then you can do those later. Still, an actual gateway to Skalkoro is quite unprecedented. I do expect that you have a contingency plan in case something happens. I have everything planned, no worries. The Baba Shawi is only meant to be open for exactly 5 seconds. Even then, I already have many contingencies measures in mind. Do you doubt my super ultra awesome genius? I tap my forehead with a big grin. Yet another sigh, but he appears a bit more reassured this time, judging by a soft smile on his face. No, but a genius can still make mistakes, especially when they're half asleep. Do you remember what happened last time? I instinctively let out an awkward chuckle, rubbing the fur on my neck. Forgetting isn't quite an option for me. The top layer of my fur got blown off. A big chunk of my jumpsuit followed suit. I should still thank Miss Louie for tailoring me an entirely new one. Then I believe that you have learned your lesson. Finish up and get lunch, all right? With a nod of affirmation from me, he finally turns around to leave. His white-tipped tail being the last thing that I see before he disappeared out of view. Oh. Why am I touch my face, feeling something wet. Tears. I don't think yawning should cause me to tear up this much. That dream just now. I had already forgotten what it was about, but something in my heart tells me that it was a sad one. Huh. A long sigh escapes me. Tired. I am utterly exhausted. Mentally and physically. Everything should be taken care of now. As it turns out, setting up a funeral for 2 people from 2 entirely different cultural backgrounds on your own is tough work. Especially if it's for your own parents. It would probably have been insulting if I had just repaid everything that they had done for me over the past 26 years of my life with some half-ass generic funeral. It's really the least that I could have done to cherish them. Though I wouldn't mind such a thing for myself, just a quick cremation, then dump my ashes somewhere. Anywhere, really. Would be nice for my final resting place to be on a scenic windy hill somewhere. Maybe next to the ocean so that I can hear the sounds of the waves every day. But who am I to ask for anything, really? Mijo, you look a bit pale. Are you quite alright? Seems like my glum expression has caught the attention of one of my relatives on my dad's side. Some older Mexican lady that I have never met before this entire ordeal. I think that she said that she was my dad's cousin, which in turn makes her my aunt, I suppose. Tia Segunda or something. Not that it matters much to me, she is a stranger all the same. In fact, all of them are. Dad never really mentioned his family much, or at all actually. Whenever I try to ask about them, he would just find a way to change the subject, quite clumsily too. Despite his avoidance, quite a few of them still showed up to attend his funeral. I wonder if Dad would be mad at me for inviting them. He always had this look on his face whenever they got brought up. It wasn't anger nor hatred, maybe just disappointment, or a quiet sadness of sort. It's too late to ask now, and I can't exactly uninvite them now that the funeral is over. Not too many people showed up on my mom's side. Most of them I recognize, but only just. Familiarity without anything even resembling a bond. I can't imagine flying a bunch of people halfway across the globe would be easy or cheap, especially with how tough customs can be on Vietnamese folks. So Vietnamese, not Filipino. Oops. Mom's family wasn't very well off in the first place. She fought her way here on a full-ride scholarship. Quite the woman she was. I take a deep breath. Yes, I'm fine. I just need some alone time to process things. All of this must be so tough for you, having both of your parents passing so suddenly. This again. Her words begin to fade into the background. I have heard these same words so many times over the past few weeks. I'm getting sick of it, to be honest. The same hollow gestures of compassion, over and over. Within a week or two, all of them would have already gone back home, back to their families, to the place where they belong, a place that I don't have. Home. And if you need anything, just call me, okay? She pulls me into her arms like Dad would have when I fell down. But it was nothing like Dad's hugs, just awkward. I back away and force a small smile. Thank you, Auntie. I will. It was a half-assed answer, and I know that. Should get her to leave me alone at the very least. And left me alone she did. Good. I should start planning my leave now that there is no reason left for me to stick around. The day the comet arrives. What is this? Planning your death like some high school play? Are you some angsty teen? Utterly juvenile. Ridiculous. Like anyone fucking cares. Just do the thing that you did in college again. Nobody will notice. You're alone now. Get over yourself, Antonio. The sensation of drowning is an unforgettable one. Instinctively, you hold your breath, but how long can you fight the need for air? That's when panic takes hold. Your brain forces your mouth open, gasping for that life-saving breath. But all you did was let water rush into your airways. You are submerged in dark and cold, and yet the only thing you feel is a searing pain, as if you had swallowed liquid fire. Chapter 1. Awake from a Dream. I feel groggy. Terrible. The first thing that greets me upon opening my eyes is an unfamiliar ceiling. This clearly isn't the one that I've grown accustomed to over the past 2 decades. Opening my mouth makes me realize how gross it feels and how terribly hoarse my throat is. And my skin feels glued to the sheets. Ugh, gross. Fuck, how long have I been out for? My brain hurts to even try to recall what happened that day, or how I even got here. Oh. That. Looks like I survived after all. The fear and panic I experienced that day all feel so distant now, like some hazy dream. I scan my surroundings. This looks like a bedroom? Did someone bring me back to their place instead of a hospital? I removed the covers to see my naked upper body wrapped in bandages, but hey, my pants are still on. I suppose that I should thank whoever brought me here for wrapping me up, but I see no one around. Just me alone in a dimly lit room. The only thing keeping this room from plunging into darkness is a singular oil lamp on a bedside table. My glasses, phone, camera, and wallet are all there too. Well, whoever brought me here can't be that bad if they patched me up for free and didn't rob me blind. Can't exactly afford a hospital stay right now. But then again, maybe they're just playing the long game, keeping me as a hostage. Too bad for them. My only close family members just died. I'm getting off track. What time is it and why the hell is it so dark? I instinctively put on my glasses before checking my phone for the time, but I am greeted with a giant crack on the screen. Holding down the power button, I pray to whatever higher beings out there that it still works. Nope, no response after all. Even after about half a minute or so, all I see staring back at me is the visage of a very sad, very pathetic man. Shit, I look terrible. My default state for the past few months has always been terrible, but this is just a new low. Disheveled brown hair, dark eye bags, bruised and cut skin. I look like I had just risen from the grave. Putting my phone back down on the bedside table, I go to check my camera next. The lens is cracked and the bottom feels kinda damp. Well, I know damn well that the thing is dead, so I dug out the memory card, hopeful to salvage it later. The card is dry, thankfully. But my question remains unanswered still. What time is it? Suppose getting these curtains open should answer my question. Trying to get up, I nearly stumble over. It's like I forgot how to stand up properly. It takes a moment to steady myself, but I manage to get to the curtains and pull them open. The sudden thunderous roar nearly flung my soul from my body. I strain my eyes. My first thought was that there was just a layer of black paint on the glass, but no. I can still see vague shapes in the distance through the occasional flashes of light. Raindrops tip and tap away at the glass panels. I half-heartedly throw my hands up in defeat. The night it is. There is a door next to the windows, which I guess leads to the balcony. Padlock, huh? Not like I'm trying to get myself soaked. Not so soon after what happened. Other than the door, the only proper exit should be the wooden door on the other side of the room. No padlock, thankfully, just a doorknob. I walk over and gently turn it. The door unlocks with a silent click. It's eerily quiet out here. Though I am very glad to find out this place, unlike my home, does not squeak with every single step. Still, I sneak outside to scout the place, just in case I wake up anyone. Immediate to the right of my door is a staircase leading down. Convenient. And to the left is a stretch of a hallway, a few doors lining both sides. At the end is a lone window, right underneath a small table with a flower pot of some kind. The place looks quaint, but it could use some light. I can't really see anything like this. Maybe the storm knocked out the power? Strange, there shouldn't have been another storm coming so soon after the last one. I should head back in and grab the oil lamp before venturing further. My wish was granted much sooner than I had expected, as one of the doors to the left creaks open and two yellow motes of light emerge from it. Eyes. Those are eyes. Glowing yellow eyes belonging to an upright creature. It's tall, abnormally so in fact, much taller than anyone that I have met. And one look at its silhouette tells me that it's not the lanky kind of tall either. It's gigantic. One swipe from that thing is all that it would take to reunite me with my parents. For a moment, my body feels like stone. I couldn't move even if I wanted to. Maybe it can't see me either in the darkness. Maybe it won't notice me if I just stood very still, right? Alas, my theory is quickly proven false, as it made some kind of noise before advancing in my direction. As if a switch was flipped, I spin around and bolt for my only escape route at this moment, the staircase. I don't know where the sudden burst of energy came from, but I'm not gonna waste it. As I practically flew down the steps, a thought comes to me. I died. Yeah, I must have died then, when I fell into the river. And that thing, whatever it is here to collect my soul. Well, fuck that, I don't want to die anymore. I don't care if the fucking Grim Reaper is after me, I gotta run. Ugh. A sharp piercing sensation comes from my stomach, causing me to fumble and roll the rest of the way down. Fuck. To my surprise, falling down the stairs didn't hurt as much as I had expected. Shit, my glasses are gone. No time. Shrugging off the pain, I hastily get up, not wanting the thing behind me to catch up. I can hear its footsteps behind me. My eyes frantically scan the room in front of me. It's dark, but my eyes adapt somewhat. There, a door. Almost there. I hurl myself forward, frantically twisting the doorknob. Come on. Come on. Wait, there must be. A bolt. I just need to. I feel my blood run cold as I take a second look. The bolt, too, is padlocked. No. No, 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 no. Why? I tried pulling on the lock to no avail. You can't do this to me. I slam my fist against the door in frustration. There must be something else. I spin back around looking for something, anything to save me. Between the flashes of lightning outside, a metallic shine on a nearby surface draws my attention. I dive for it, hoping, begging that it would be anything of use. A knife. My hands are trembling, but I manage to get a decent grip on it. I can do this. I can do this. My moment of celebration proves to be short-lived, however, as I hear the beast's footsteps closing in on me. No time for hesitation. It's do or die. I shut my eyes and plunge the knife in the beast's direction, estimating where its chest should be. Even if I miss the heart, it should hit something vital at least. I definitely feel my knife making contact. That's a good sign. The beast's guttural grunt tells me that I managed to hit a weak spot. I stood there with my eyes closed, waiting for either the beast to fall or for me to be flattened into a meat pancake. Or both. Should it fall on top of me? But even after what felt like an eternity, none of those scenarios came true. Something feels wrong. No. Something is wrong. The sensation just now, I soon realized that it wasn't the feeling of a knife making contact with flesh. No. It felt more like I had stabbed a wall. I practically had to pry my eyelids open to see what was happening. And what I saw was red. A very bright, vivid red that stood out from its dark monochrome surrounding. The knife that I was holding had not managed to pierce the beast's chest, or even its skin. In fact, the blade is completely bent out of shape. The blood that I saw was not on the blade, but rather the handle, on my own hands. But I'm not sure that I hadn't touched the blade either, so why? This was probably a really dumb thing to do. I should have just run and found a spot to hide. A monster of that size, no way that I could have felled it in one stab, especially with these flabby arms of mine. Mom was right. I should have gone back to the gym. I'm so stupid. So fucking stupid. With bated breath, I wait for the beast to finish me off. But, to my surprise, it's actually backing away. From this distance, I could make out some more details. It's a gigantic wolf standing on two legs? A werewolf? Its huge arms the size of logs are suspended in the air. Those things could absolutely kill me in one hit, and yet, it's surrendering? We both stood awkwardly, frozen in place. It hadn't moved in a while now, instead eyeing me up and down, at my hands, then my stomach. Why is it... Oh, is it waiting for me to drop my weapon? Should I? The knife won't serve me any good at this point. Even with all of my strength and a proper knife, I couldn't even scratch the thing. After a moment of hesitation, the knife drops, along with my entire body as I collapse into a heap on the floor. I don't even have the strength to spare to slow my fall. A sudden wave of pain hits me all at once. My stomach feels like it's being torn apart. Something watery and warm leaks from the area. Red. Shit. So that's where the blood on the handle came from. It must have torn something, booking it down the stairs. Fuck. Really? Am I really gonna go out this way? Both times now. I couldn't even choose how I go. Again and again, I can't take my own fucking life into my hands. And this sucks. This shit fucking sucks so much. My internal lamentation comes to an abrupt end as something touches me, causing me to jerk away, which then prompts another burst of searing pain from my stomach. Fuck! It's the werewolf. The creature flinches at my scream. Damn it, I don't want to just... My mind begins to race, running through all sorts of scenarios to get me out of here, but nothing comes of it. I'm hyperventilating at this point. My entire body feels like jello. Yep, this is it. I will just let destiny take its course. This gigantic bipedal wolf looms over me, messing with the bandages on my abdomen as I lie there. What the hell is it doing? I try to stop hyperventilating, as even breathing too hard right now could cause another bout of pain to shoot through my body. Diverting my attention somewhere, anywhere other than the horrid burning sensation of my abdomen, my gaze lands on the wolf. Now that my eyes have adjusted to the darkness, this wolf thing is kind of charming in a way. Like one of those funny animal pics that you'd see where the animal has a really human expression. Its big eyebrows are furrowed in what I can assume to be worry. And its eyes, they weren't just pure yellow like I had thought, no. But a yellow, orange, and purple gradient. They're glowing as if lit up by a sunset. This would make for an amazing photo. Why am I thinking about this now? Could this be me going delirious from blood loss? And I really shouldn't be assuming an animal's intentions from its expression anyway. Learn that the hard way. Maybe it's just removing the bandages to make eating me easier? Everything feels cold and my vision is getting blurry. Drowsiness begins to overtake me. The pain is fading away along with everything else. I think I deserve a nap after this, right? Maybe I can die painlessly in my sleep, at least. Mom. Dad. I'm sorry for coming to see you this early. You'd have wanted me to live a long, proper, and dignified life. But I couldn't even do that in the end. I wish that I could have been a better son. If I were given another chance, I wish I could have been a better person. Lived a better life. Treated people better. Did more things. The last sound that I heard before darkness takes me was the sound of footsteps. The afternoon sun feels nice on my skin. It's warm but not harsh. I rest my chin on my dad's head as he gives me a piggyback ride. We had a long day playing at the park. Dad is busy at the restaurant most of the time, so it's rare that he takes me out to play. I don't mind. Playing with Dad is always fun. Oh, there's a bench. Wanna get off here, honey? Okay. Dad kneels so that I can get off safely. Once I'm off, he plops himself on the bench with a groan. I sit down right next to him. And you're growing up so fast. One of these days your puppy won't be able to give you a piggyback rides anymore. Then I will grow up all big and strong. It will be my turn to give Dad piggyback rides. Dad stares off into the distance with a soft smile. Then he sighs before looking at me, cupping my cheek in his hand. That won't be necessary. As long as Antonio grows up to be happy, I won't need anything more than that. I didn't really get what he meant at that time, so I just hold his hand with my own. His hand is so big compared to mine. Those hands that were so warm, no matter the time, no matter the season. The first thing that greets me upon opening my eyes is an unfamiliar ceiling. Well, less unfamiliar this time. Morning has come, and I am still alive. Exhausted and sore, but alive. The sun shines gently through the half-open curtains. Birds are chirping outside. I find myself wrapped in a light wool blanket, the same one from yesterday. It's rather peaceful. I would go back to sleep, but the need to piss is very slowly outgrowing the comfiness of staying in bed. Wait. Shit, that werewolf thing is probably out there. If I open the door, would it show up again? It didn't kill me right then and there, so it probably doesn't want me dead yet, right? Were the events that transpired last night even real? No, it must be. It was way too painful to be a dream. A knock on the door disturbs my train of thought. I try to sit up. Too fast, my stomach complained, demanding me to lie back down. Should I answer? If the werewolf from last night really wanted to come in, it could just break through the wooden door, right? I don't think that the door is locked anyway. Another knock. I decide to just keep my mouth shut and see what happens. To my surprise, what walked in through the door was not the giant werewolf, but, a cat? Person? They gave a polite bow before entering, closing the door behind them. A lot less threatening than a gigantic dark silhouette with glowing yellow eyes. Furry? I quickly shake off the thought. My friends brought me to a convention before, but I know fursuits aren't that realistic. And their eyes aren't those blank, horrifying, soulless fursuit eyes, that's for sure. Even through my blurry, glassless vision, I can still tell that the cat person is rather small. Slightly shorter than me, about 5'4", give or take. Black and white fur, kind of resembling a tuxedo cat. Speaking of tuxedos, they're dressed rather formally too. Gray dress shirt, gray pants, gray vest, gray basically everything. One exception for the monochrome palette would be that I think is a red gem on its red cravat. Very butler-like. The only thing distracting from their butler aesthetic is the black mask that they're wearing. That would be more of a doctor aesthetic. Or it could just be a medical mask, now that I think about it. My mouth hangs agape as I take in all of this visual information. I think my stupefied look got them concerned as they begin to speak. Their voice was much deeper than what I had expected. The words that come out of their mouth sound like gibberish, I thought it so at first. Then I could understand certain pieces of it, a mishmash of English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and an unknown language. All 4 languages at once, yet none of them at the same time. The corners of my eye twitch, trying to comprehend what language they're speaking. Huh? They raise a finger to the air, motioning for me to wait before fiddling a bit with the red gem on their neck. It grew brightly for a moment before dimming down. I take the opportunity to find my glasses and put them on. Luckily, they were still on the nightstand, same place as when I woke up last time. Unluckily, there is now a new crack on one of the lenses. Great. Once they have adjusted the gem on their neck, they lower their finger. ¿Estás con fin? I squint at them and my brain tried to compute what I just heard. It's like my auditory processing disorder, but way worse. Oh, wait, they're asking if I'm fine. For a second, I contemplate just playing dumb and pretending like I don't understand, but I don't think that would do me any good. I am fine? I try to give what I intend to be an affirmative nod, but I more or less just slightly tilt my head, and they nod back, clearing their throat. That is good to hear, and you understand me too. I will report back to Darius about this. It's solidly in English this time around. Strange. But that's not really my top priority right now. Who is this Darius? Ah, apologies. That was rude of me. Introductions go first. Darius would be the one who purchased and modified the device that is allowing us to communicate right now. They lightly tap on the gem. He is also the owner of this house and the big wolf that you encountered yesterday. A deliberate understatement. Wait, this translator must be pretty sophisticated if it caught that. He wanted to talk to you in person, but ultimately decided against visiting you right away, as he was afraid of his presence would cause you to accidentally injure yourself again. So I am here to speak to you in his stead. Ah. So he must be the one who took me here, which means... Shit. Good job, dickhead. You tried to stab your host. In my defense, a 7-foot something bipedal wolf coming at you is the stuff of nightmares. Still, I should apologize for, well, attempted murder. And as for me, my name is Kairos, but you may refer to me as Kai. I am Darius's personal caregiver, and you are? Well, I am Antonio Nhật, but, just call me Tony. Tony. For just 2 syllables, I could hear his true, untranslated voice as he repeats my name back to me. The tone and pitch were the same, but it definitely wasn't how an English speaker would pronounce it. The T was somewhat mixed with a and D, so it sounded more like Dahin. Doesn't seem like it's a name this Kairos is familiar with. May I come closer? Sure. Kairos calmly approaches me and places a few things on the bedside table. A leather cover book, a pencil, a spoon, and a bowl of porridge. It's kinda watery. Reminds me of the stuff Mom would feed me when I had an upset stomach as a kid. This here will be your breakfast for the time being, Tony. Now the way he says my name is no different from how a random person from the street would say it. He taps the bowl. Water and wheat, just enough nutrients for bare survival. So, porridge? So you know what this is? Yeah, we have that too. Good knowledge to have. Geez, I may be slow in terms of academics, but I'm not that dumb. I suppose that I can't fault them. I could be as specific as possible when communicating with an alien too. Kai then clears his throat. As you may be aware yourself, you suffered quite a few injuries. Most notably to your abdominal region. I follow his gaze to my bandaged stomach, a dull sensation emanating from it. Yeah, I am very much aware. No need to remind me. That came off way more hostile than I had intended. I really shouldn't be provoking this guy considering how he's giving me food. He continues as if I had said nothing. While they shouldn't be affecting your digestion, I decided against feeding you something that your body may be unfamiliar to. There was a pause when he said unfamiliar there. Wait, that does remind me. Where the hell is this again? Wait, Kai, was it? Before you continue, can I ask something? I will see if I can answer. Where are we right now? We don't exactly have talking animal people back where I live. Kai stopped for a moment thinking. I think that I saw his eyebrows shift when I mentioned animal people. I don't know how I should tell you this, but as far as we are aware, you are not in your world of origin. Yeah, that does make sense. anthropomorphic animals, magic translator device. All of this sounds like a dream, but the immense pain, the warmth of blood on my hands, and the sensation of a big wolfman messing with my bandages while I lie there helpless. All those sensations that I felt confirmed that this is undeniably reality. The hell happened after I fell into that river? Which is why Darius and I want to know how you came to our world. Well, honestly, I have no idea either. My memory is a bit hazy. I remember falling into a river and... Ugh. My head is pounding. I bury my face in my hands, trying to remember what happened after that to no avail. Please do not overexert yourself. Darius suggested providing you with a journal and a pencil. Please jot down what you remember of that day at your leisure. I assume since you are able to communicate with me without much difficulty, you should be able to write too, yes? Isn't relying on a translator a pretty major difficulty? Yeah. I know how to write, yes, but, would you be able to read it with your gem translator thing? No, I likely would not be able to. This device is for verbal communication only. Translating written text would be much more difficult. So why the journal? So you can have time to recollect things without pressure. And because Darius wants to see what your writing system looks like. Reminds me of my creative writing assignments. Write about your botched suicide and how you ended up in another world. Maybe not. And that gem, how does it work exactly? This? Darius stated something along the lines of... Kairos clears his throat. It captures brain waves within a certain range and translates them using the person's voice as a medium. The less people, the less range, the more effectiveness. Your head may be buzzing a little when you are exposed to it for the first time, but that means it's working. Ah, so that's what I felt when he first entered the room. Something to that effect. That's pretty cool. We don't have anything like that back where I live. We do have translators, but they are basically dictionaries, but more convenient. Not real-time brainwave translators. I see. Even more complicated words are getting through without issues. Well, this item is often used by diplomats, but it appears to work well enough even for extraterrestrial languages. And for that, I am glad. Glad that I won't have to do charades to get my point across. That is about my well of knowledge on this topic. I am afraid you are much better off asking Darius himself for further details. He is much more knowledgeable on the topic of enchanted items. Oh no, it's fine. And I will. He nods before gesturing to something slightly above me. Anyway, in case you haven't noticed, there is a cord right next to your bed. It's connected to a bell outside. A bit makeshift, but it works. Please pull on it if you need anything. Has that always been there? I should really be paying more attention now that I'm in who knows where. I will. Good. As much as I would like to chat more, limiting your contact to concentrated sources of magic while you are adapting to our world would be ideal. Too many stimuli at once is not good for the body. I just nod. Is there anything you need to know before I leave? Scratching my chin, I can feel that my stubble has grown out a bit. Oh, do you have a bathroom that I could use? Last door down the hall to your right. Would you require assistance getting there? I think that I can do it on my own, as long as I don't move too suddenly. Do call if you change your mind. The second floor is temporarily for your usage alone. Darius's bedroom is on this floor, but he is staying downstairs to prevent unwanted contamination. Ah, damn. Another reason to talk to this Darius guy. Gotta thank him in person for giving up an entire floor of this house to me, even if temporarily. Thank you. I need time to process things, so that's gonna be it for now. Another nod. And then he turns around to leave the room but stops midway. And one final reminder. Yes? I must stress that we are not keeping you hostage in any way. and you are free to leave at any moment should you desire. Though, it is my recommendation that you stay on this floor for the time being, for the sake of your own well-being, as well as for the sake of the general public. I will, keep that in mind. Rest well. The Catman then gives me one final bow before leaving the room. He moves with poise and grace. I don't even hear the sound of his footsteps. With Kairos out of my new temporary room, I am left alone with my thoughts. Fuck, I'm in another world, like one of those isekai anime my colleagues once showed me. That would make me an alien on their turf, right? Alien? Yeah, not the first time that I've been called that. I don't think that I have anything left on Earth anyway, so I don't feel all that sad. But aren't I accepting all this too easily? Should I be questioning things more? Nope, I'm too tired for this. Let's just, think about the short terms first. Bathroom, breakfast, then journal. Maybe all of this will feel a bit more real once I start writing stuff down. Chapter 2, The Day That I Vanished with the Stars. An abnormally powerful hurricane hit us recently. Good thing that I swept up all the fallen leaves before it hit. The creaking of my footsteps echoes throughout the corridors of our now empty home. No, perhaps a house would feel more right. I passed by the dining room on my way to the garage. We shared many moments here. Laughing together at the absurd things going on in our lives, arguing over stupid things that we probably shouldn't have argued about, savoring the wonderful meals my mom cooked. All the things that I never will be able to experience again. That colorful, gaudy toothpick holder. I remember Dad bursting through the door with it one day, giant grin on his face like he just dug up a treasure. I lifted the thing up and pinned my suicide note underneath it. All the times that we would accidentally knock it over, spilling the contents all over the dining table. We would say that have duty to attend to before picking up the toothpicks strewn around. I pull out my phone. Still a few hours before the comet became really visible. I can't really see any of the night sky around here due to the terrible light pollution. Ideally, you want a place far, far away from all the hustle and bustle of the big city, and luckily I know a spot just like that. A bridge in a nearby national park. Just a quick hour-and-a-half drive to the park, then an hour-long hike up to the actual bridge itself. Some seniors from the old astronomy club dragged me there during one of our regular expeditions. Apparently they got lost off trail one day and then ended up stumbling into that thing. Just sitting there, rotting away. It's out of the way and pretty isolated, so there shouldn't be anyone else there to bother me. Dragging my ass into the garage, I see all of our things, our memories. They are now stashed neatly in several carton boxes, tucked away in a corner of the room. And they're gonna lie there and wait until some poor soul has to come and clean things up after they notice that I have gone missing. Or maybe they won't notice. Who knows? In a practice motion, I swipe the garage remote from the top of the cabinet and press open. Going to take a bit till it fully opens, so I open the door on the passenger side, taking the opportunity to make sure that I packed everything. Booze, check. Fresh razor blades, check. Wallet, check. Phone, check. Camera bag with actual camera in it, check. Keys, check. That's everything. Closing the door behind me, I slip into the driver's seat and start the family car. Well, it's mine now. No one else to share. God, this thing is ancient. Good thing you will get plenty of rest after this. You and me both. It's awfully quiet, ain't it? I fiddle with my phone, looking for a song to change the mood. Better. With the car now in the driveway, I poke my head out of the window and close the garage door behind me. I wait a bit, just to make sure that it won't stop halfway down. Done. That should be everything. Driving down the familiar roads, I realize that I don't have much to reminisce about. It's either school, home, or work. Never had that many friends in the first place either. And the ones that I do have all moved away. This town, I have never felt much of a connection to it. It's just like any other place to me. Here or there, as long as I had a home to return to, it's all the same. But there isn't a home left for me now, is there? As my fingers tap away on the steering wheels, strange sensation creeps up on me. After a month of constant lethargy and exhaustion, there is this feeling of joy swelling within my chest. My hands on the steering wheel shake. It's all going to be over soon. No more enduring, no more loneliness, no more bullshit. To hitch or hike off this world on a comet. It's kind of a romantic ending, ain't it? I really couldn't get over myself after all. After about nearly an hour and a half or so of tramping around and taking in the views, I hear sounds of water rushing nearby. There it is, the Starlight Bridge, as we of the Astronomy Club so endearingly referred it to. Not once have I gazed upon the sky on my way here, gotta savor everything for my perfect ending. The ground underneath me transitions from dirt and grass to solid concrete as I make my way onto the bridge. I wonder how long this thing has been here, probably 20 years at least, maybe even older than me. There are some squeaky groaning noises, but it has always sounded like that. I carefully remove my camera bag before dumping the rest of the contents out onto the concrete floor. The bottle of convenience store soju that I bought is rolling away to freedom, but alas, its escape attempt is short-lived as I quickly snatch it up. Cheers. I take a swig of the strawberry-flavored liquid before lying down on the bridge. The taste. It wasn't tasteless, no. It tasted the same as it always did, just more flat, as if something was missing. One thing at least. The view does make up for it. There are few words that can be used to describe the feeling that arises when one's heart has gazed up at the Milky Way. Seeing the infinite vastness above you, realizing how utterly small your world is, it brings a deep sense of terror but also unimaginable wonder. You feel almost weightless, as if gravity's tether on you has weakened. Those before me have likely had the same thought, and so will those after me. We have been and always will be gazing upon the same night sky. It's comforting in a way. I trace my finger across the cosmic tapestry, looking for tonight's guest star, or comet, rather. And there it is, a single golden trail amidst the sea of stars. Despite its unbelievable speed, from here the comet appears almost unmoving, unchanging. Named Comet Lycos because it is said to resemble a wolf running across the sky. Suppose that I can see that. A yellow tail means that this one is composed of iron. I spout random trivia about comets that I have learned over my lifetime until I exhausted my library of knowledge. I don't quite understand why I did that when there is no one to listen. Maybe I just wanted to get it off my chest. All the things that I have known, all my memories, will vanish once I take the leap of faith. Am I hesitant? I need another sip. And I do just that, taking another quick swig from the bottle. Satisfied, I place it down and grab my camera. I take aim, focus, and snap. First try. Didn't even need a tripod. A smirk blooms on my face, proud of my good work. Mom gave me an eye for composition, and Dad gave me his steady hands. A recipe for a good photographer, or so they said. Moments like these deserve to be immortalized all the more. They are utterly fleeting, just like the emotions that accompany them. It is through photography that I wish to share these feelings with the world. In just a moment. Once I'm done with myself, I will place the memory card somewhere nice and secure so that these feelings of mine can at least survive. Short-lived joys before I plunge myself below. My head then turned to look at the contents of my backpack lying haphazardly on the ground. The untouched razors are the first thing that reflect upon my retinas. Maybe a few more picks wouldn't hurt. Standing from my supine position, I head towards the railings and snap a few more photos. Some of the comet, others of the Milky Way, some just of the forest around me and the river below. That's where I'm gonna end up. I have done some research before. Some people fail to die instantly after a jump, ending up forever paralyzed from the neck down. I don't even have anyone to look after me. And even if I do, having to be a burden to some stranger for the rest of my life. Is such a life even worth living? That's why the razors are here. They will guarantee my death. An absolute one-way route. I unball my fist, finding nail marks from how hard I was clenching it. There is still time. I don't have to rush. There is no one here to decide how or when I go out. Not like last time, or any time before that. With my camera strapped tightly around my wrist, I leaned down to pick up the soju bottle next to my feet. But that's when I saw something peculiar. A huge crack on the bridge. What? Since when? Before I could question the situation further, an audible creaking sound reaches my ears. The bridge is collapsing? But why? Wait, did the storm? No, please, this is not what I want. I don't want to die. That was my last thought before I began the freefall to my doom. The world around almost came to a halt. I feel my heart wanting to rip itself out of my chest. But the only thing that I could do was wait. The last thing that I saw before hitting the water below was a golden comet. Chapter 3, Dawn. That's actually where I'm going to leave it for today. So, some heavy topics there being discussed. The character was trying to, take themselves out, basically. But then I guess at the last second realized, like, wait a minute, no, I don't want to die. And, have y'all ever watched BoJack Horseman? Because it kind of reminded me of The View from Halfway Down, where I don't remember because I don't have the whole poem memorized anymore, but like basically saying like once you reach like that halfway point, you kind of get stuck with that whole realization of I should have seen these things, thought about these things, done these things first before I got the view from halfway down, basically saying like it's too late. And like as soon as the bridge collapsed on the guy, he was like, wait, I don't want to die. He got the realization halfway down that he didn't want to die, and either he died or shenanigans occurred and he ended up somewhere else, presumably in this world of anthropomorphic animals. Also, how short are you that the cat is that short? Like, he said that he's only barely taller than the cat, and the cat is 5'4", so what are you, like 5'6"? You're like barely taller than Cryptid. I'm taller than you then. But I guess it explains it because you're like Vietnamese and Mexican, so you kind of got the short genes right there. Anyways, but yeah, so I kind of got some similar parallels with another story, but I'm not gonna bring that up. I am curious to see where the story is gonna go. It kind of seems like the wolf guy is an inventor. This Darius guy, he has his little cat butler, who I guess good guy. Unlike other cats in other stories, always double crossing. Also, I'm curious about the little, you could see it like in the A, a little bird or duck, because it kind of looked like a little rubber duck. So I was like, why is there a rubber duck here? So interesting start. We'll see how the story plays out in chapter 3 and 4 and 5, because that's what's currently available right now. So yeah, write down in the comments what you think, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play the stars of your world, you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download and play the game. If they have any form of support, I will link that down in the description as well. And if you would like to support the channel, you can become a channel member, which gives you earlier access to these videos as they're being scheduled. And it's like a nice way to say like, hey, I like your videos, here's some money on a monthly basis. And I go, hey, thank you. Here's the videos that I have scheduled. You get to watch them sooner. Also, here's some other random crap that I have in there that's only for channel members. You get to watch that. But yeah. I hopefully should have more eventually. I keep saying that, but I don't have time to record anything, unfortunately. But yeah, also I have a Ko-fi in case you can't, do the channel membership, but you do want to support. Any form of support helps. Like and subscribe, do all that jazz. And I also have a throne. Anyway, so yeah, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.